Numbers chapter 11. Wayahi ha'am kemitonanim. And the people was like murmuring ones. Ra'a bothanei Yahweh. Evil in the ears of Yahweh. Wayishma Yahweh. And Yahweh heard. Wayiharapo. And his anger was provoked. Yahweh, and the fire of Yahweh was kindled or burned among them. And it ate in the ends of the camp. El Moshe, and the people cried out to Moshe. Vayetpalel Moshe el Yahweh, and Moshe prayed to Yahweh. Watishqa ha'esh, and the fire subsided. Vayiqra Shem hamakom hahu tav'era ki ba'ara Mahesh Yahweh. And he called the name of that place Tav'era, for the fire of Yahweh burned among them. Wahasafsuf atrabikirabo, and the collection or mixed multitude which was in its midst, Hitahawu Tawa, they desired a desire. Wayathuvu Wayivku Gamabene Yisrael, and the sons of Yisrael also they returned and they cried, Wayomeru Miyakilenu Bashar, and they said, who would cause us to eat flesh? Dhakarnu et hadaga, we have remembered the fish. Atrano kalab Mithraim hinam, which we ate in Mithraim for nothing. Et haqishurim, the cucumbers were at the havatihim, and the melons were at the hathir, were at the habtalim, were at the hashumim, and the leek, and the onions, and the garlics. Wa'ata napshenu yavesha in kol, and now our soul is dried. There is nothing at all. Bilati el haman enenu, except the man of our eyes. Wahaman kizra'azgad hu, and the man, it was like the seed of Gad, coriander. We'eno ke'en habdolah, and its appearance like the appearance of bdellium. Shatu ha'am walaqatu, they went about, the people did, and they gathered. Watahanu barehaim, and they ground in the millstones. Odaku bamdoka, or they crushed in the mortar. Ubishalu vaparur, and they boiled in the pot. Wa'ashuoto ogot, and they effectuated it cakes. Wahayu ta'amo katam lashad hashaman, and its flavor or taste was like the taste of the juicy bit of the oil. Uveredet hatal, and in the descending of the dew, Alhamahana, upon the camp, Laila by night, Yered Haman Alau, the man descended upon it. Vayishma Moshe et Ha'am, and Moshe heard the people, Bocher lemishpahotai, weeping for their families. Ishlefetah ohlo, a man toward the door of his tent. Wayharaf Yahweh mod, and the anger of Yahweh was provoked exceedingly. Uve'ene Moshe ra, and in the eyes of Moshe it was evil. Vayomer Moshe el Yahweh, and Moshe said to Yahweh, Lama hare'ota le'abdecha, for what thou hast caused evil to thy servant. Lama lo matahtihen be'enecha, and for what I have not found favor in thy eyes. La shum et masha kol ha'am hadeh alai, to set the burden of all this people upon me. Ha'anoki hariti et kol ha'am hadeh. Is it that I conceived all this people? Imanoki yelidatihu, if I begat it. Ki tohmarhelai shehu beheqqa katar yisha haomen et hayonik al hadama atar nishbata lahavotai, that thou art saying to me, bear thou it in thy bosom, like how a nursing father is bearing the sucking child over the ground which I have sworn to its fathers, the people's fathers. Me'ayin li bashar latet l'kol ha'am hadeh, from where for me is flesh to give for all this people? Ki yivku alai le'amor tenalanu bashar v'nochelu, for they weep upon me, saying, give thou to us flesh, and we would eat. Lo kalahanoki levadi, lashet et kol ha'am hadeh. I am not being able, I, by myself, to carry all this people. Ki kaved mimeni, for it is heavy, more than I can bear. Too heavy for me. Wihimukaka at'oshali. And if like this thou art effectuating to me, horageni na harog, killingly kill thou me, I pray. Imamathati hen be'enaka, if I have found favor in thy eyes, wahala barati, and I would not look on my evil. Wayomer Yahweh la Moshe, and Yahweh said to Moshe, Esapali shivaim ish mizikane Yisrael. Gather thou to me 70 men from the elders of Yisrael. Atar ata ki hem dikane ha'am v'shot which thou hast known that they are elders of the people and its officers. وَلَقَحْتَهُ ela ohel moed, and thou shalt take them to the tent of appointment. وَهِتْيَثَبُوثَمْ immak, and they shall stand themselves there with thee. وَيَرَدْتِي, and I will come down with the barti imkatham, and I will word with thee there. وَهَثْأَلْتِي min haruh atra'alaka, and I shall withdraw from the spirit which is upon thee. وَشَمَتِي عَلَيْهِمْ, and I shall set upon them. وَنَشُهِدْتُكَ بِمَشَّهَامْ, and they shall bear with thee the burden of the people. وَلَوْهَتِشَّهَ لَبَدَّكَ, and thou shalt not bear thyself alone. وَلَهَا تُهْمَرْ هِتَقَدَّشُوا لَمَاخَرْ وَهَكَلَتِمْ بَاشَرْ, and to the people thou shalt say, Sanctify ye yourselves for the morning, and ye shall eat flesh. Ki bechitem bodhane Yahweh le'amor, mi yahakilenu bashar ki tov lanu b'Mitzrayim. For ye have wept in the ears of Yahweh, saying, Who would cause us to eat flesh? For it was good for us in Mitzrayim. وَنَاتَنَ Yahweh lachem bashar wahakalatem, and Yahweh shall give for you flesh, and ye shall eat. Lo yom ehad tohalun, ye shall not eat one day. Lo yomayim, and not a couple of days. Lo chamisha yamim, and not 5 days. Lo ashara yamim, and not 10 days. Lo esherim yom, and not 20 days. Ad hodeth yamim, unto a month of days. Ad atar yeshe mehapekem, until when it come out from your nose. Wahayalakem lazara, and it shall be for you for a loathing. Yaranaki mahasatem et Yahweh atar b'qirbechem, because that ye have rejected Yahweh, who is in your midst. V'tiveku lefanai v'le'amor, and ye have wept before him, saying, Lama hadeh yashanu mimitzrayim. For what is this? We have come out from Mitzrayim. Vayomer Moshe, and Moshe said, Shethmeot helperagali, ha'am atranoki b'qirbo. 600,000 footmen is the people which I am in its midst. V'ata marta bashara etenelach lahem, v'hakalu hodeth yamim. And thou hast said, Flesh I give to them, and they shall eat for a month of days. Hathon v'vakar yeshahet lahem, v'matah lahem. Is it that flock and herd should be killed for them, and it be found for them? Im et kol dege hayam yehasef lahem, v'matah lahem. If all the fish of the sea were gathered for them, and it be found for them? Vayomer Yahweh el Moshe, and Yahweh said to Moshe, Hayad Yahweh tiqathar. Is it that the hand of Yahweh is being short? Ata tirah hayqarka davari imalo. Now thou shalt see, is it that my word shall occur or not? Vayesh Moshe, and Moshe went out. Vayedaber el ha'am et divrei Yahweh, and he worded to the people the words of Yahweh. Vayesop shiv'im ish midiknei ha'am, and 70 men from the elders of the people were gathered. Vaya'amedhotam svivot ha'ohel, and he caused them to stand round about the tent. Vayerd Yahweh be'anan, and Yahweh came down in the cloud. Vayedaber elau, and he worded to him. Vayathel min haruch atra'alau, and he withdrew from the spirit which was upon him. Vayitna al shiv'im hisham hadqenim, and he gave upon the 70 men, the elders, the olders. Vayahiknoh alehem haruch, and it was as the resting upon them of the Spirit. Vayitnabahu v'lo yasafu, also they prophesied, but they did not add to. Vayesharu thene hanashim b'machane shem ha'ehad eladad v'shem hatheni medad watanah alehem haruch, and 2 men remained in the camp, the name of the one Eldad, and the name of the second Medad, and the Spirit rested upon them. V'hema bakatuvim, and they were among those written. Ulo Yashahu Haohla Haohla. And they went not out to the tent. Wayitnabahu Bamhana. And they prophesied in the camp. Wayarosh Hanar. And a lad ran. Wayagad Moshe. Wayomer. And he narrated to Moshe, and he said, Eladad Wamedad Mitnabahim Bamahana. Eldad and Medad are prophesying ones in the camp. Wayagan Yehoshua bin Nun Masharet Moshe Mibhorayu. Wayomar Adoni Moshe Kalaem. And Yehoshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moshe, from his youth times, or from his chosen men, answered, and he said, My lord, Moshe, forbid thou them. Vayomer lo Moshe, and Moshe said to him, Hamkanehata li, is it that thou art being jealous, thou, for me? Wami yitena kol am Yahweh Navim. And who would give that all the people of Yahweh were prophets? Ki yitena Yahweh et ruho alehem, that Yahweh would give his spirit upon them. Vayehasep Moshe el hamachana, and Moshe was gathered to the camp. Hu v'dikane Yisrael, he and the elders of Yisrael. I'm just noticing the word ruh here, which is usually a feminine, has masculine verbs associated with it in this verse, and I'm wondering whether ruh is sometimes masculine, as I think Shemesh son can be, or maybe it was meant to read that Yahweh was doing these things through the ruh, and maybe it's not translated well, but it's been understood to be the wind as the subject for a long time, because that's how the Greek translation has it as well. Ruh nasa mehet Yahweh, and a spirit or wind set forth from with Yahweh. Vayagos shalawim min hayam, and it brought quail from the sea. Vayitosh alaham hana kederk yom ko ukederk yom ko, and it left upon the camp like the way of a day thus, and like the way of a day thus. Sevivot hamhana, round about the camp. Ukahamatayim alpane harish, and like a couple of cubits over the face of the earth. Vayakum ha'am kol hayom hahu v'kol halayla v'kol yom hamaharat. And the people arose all that day, and all the night, and all the day following. Vayahsefu et hashalau, and they gathered the quail. Hamameit Asaph Ashara Chomarim, the one making little gathered 10 chomorims. Chomarims. Vayeshet دحو لهم شاطوح سبيبوت همحنا, and they spread them a spreading or spreadingly round about the camp. Habashar odenu ben shinehem daram yikaret wahapa Yahweh harabaam wayak Yahweh baam makarabamod. And the flesh, it was still between their teeth, when yet it was not cut off. And the anger of Yahweh was provoked against the people, and he struck. Yahweh struck among the people a great plague, or great striking, exceedingly great. ويقرأ الشم قومه قبرot hatawa, and he called the name of that place Qibrot Hatawa, Ki tham qabaru etham hamitahawim, because there they buried the people, the ones desiring. Miqibrot Hatawa nasauham haserot Wayhu Bahaserot. From Qibrot Hatawa, the people journeyed to Haserot, and they were in Haserot.